Hey everyone, it's DJ Galicia Kid here. Thanks for tuning in to RGV Community Health Hour. Unfortunately, my guest for this week canceled on me yesterday due to personal reasons, but I'm going to be informing you today with a lot of stuff that's coming up, so stay tuned. And as a reminder, the views expressed on RGV Community Health. Be sure to consult your primary care provider for all your healthcare needs. And so whenever I had the idea of having people come on my show for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I had women from the community come on and share their stories. Go check those out on YouTube if you haven't. They were great talks. And the breast cancer researcher, and Dr. Kinnery was the first thing that popped up from the Google search results. And I was like, hey, I know that, I know Dr. Kinnery. And so I reached out to her, and she was gracious enough to come on my show and talk about the research that she does. And it was another great episode. So of course, tune in, listen in. Mentoring students, providing an encouraging and supportive environment for their growth as researchers. Her efforts were recognized with the 2020 UT RGV Faculty Excellence Award in Student Mentoring. She also serves as a program director for the Experiencient workshops, keynote speakers, poster sessions, and networking opportunities. My hope is that I get to go to the event. It would be my first time there, And thankfully, they're offering us the opportunity to go depending on, if we get selected, because of course funding is always limited for the amount of students that we have. But my hope is to go and be able to network. And a big reason I want to go is because I did some online networking recently using LinkedIn. So for the past 6 to 8 weeks, I've been working on internship applications. I was applying for is called the Tillman. It's from the Tillman Foundation, and it's the Tillman Scholarship. I'm not exactly off the top of my head sure what it's exactly called, but so it's a very prestigious scholarship. They give 60 scholarships away every year, but thousands of people apply to it. This year, I'm going to be more proactive, and I'm going to use LinkedIn to reach out to people who have successfully been selected, in previous years. So spent, some time on LinkedIn reaching out to people. And I was reaching out to a variety of people in a variety of fields. But one person that I did reach out to that stuck out to me was a two. I have a library of music today that is 1,000 to topic. So like I was mentioning before, next week I'll be in Austin to advocate with the American Cancer Society Cancer Action Network. And we're going over there. Well, actually, I'm going to talk a little bit about American Cancer Society Cancer Action Network, or nonprofit, nonpartisan advocacy affiliate of the American Cancer Society, dedicated to making cancer a top priority for policymakers at all levels. The organization engages with elected officials to influence legislation that impacts cancer research, prevention, and access to care. In terms of next week, part of it is to advocate for prostate cancer in terms of more funding and other, things called what's known as cost sharing, and just reducing barrier or burdens to people being able to go to the doctor and afford the screening. And there's all kinds of, you can look these things up online. There's a bunch of statistics about how many how many people it's going to impact here in Texas. But prostate cancer is the leading cause of cancer among men. Early detection through screening significantly improves treatment outcomes. ACS supports legislation preventable cause of death in Texas, contributing to numerous cancer cases annually. Currently, the Texas Department of State Health Services allocates ACS-CAN seeks to increase this funding to expand comprehensive tobacco control programs statewide. Advocacy efforts include supporting smoke-free policies and taxation measures that deter tobacco use, especially among youth. So with those things in mind, I wanted to mention that CPRIT, again, the Cancer Prevention and Research Institute of Texas, is. CPRIT is a state agency founded in 2009 with the mission to fund cancer research and prevention programs across Texas. It stands as the largest state-funded cancer research initiative in U.S. history and the second largest globally. Texans have demonstrated strong support for CPRIT, approving $6 billion in total funding through statewide votes in 2007 and 2019. As of November 2024, CPRIT has awarded over $3.7 billion in grants, recruited 324 distinguished researchers to Texas, and facilitated. Additionally, CPRIT-funded programs have delivered more than 10.1 million prevention services, reaching all 200. Cancer research projects at Texas institutions. Prevention, it allocates 10% of its funds to deliver evidence-based cancer prevention interventions, particularly targeting underserved populations. And product development research aims to accelerate the translation of research discoveries into viable cancer treatments and diagnostics. So going beyond that, CPRIT is committed to education and workforce development, like I mentioned before. For instance, the Institute sponsors the Innovation in Cancer Prevention Research Experience for Undergraduates, a summer program that places students with accomplished researchers across Texas, including institutions like the McGovern Medical School and MD Anderson Cancer Center. And they also actively engage with the community through events like Innovations in Cancer Prevention and Research Conference. The 2023 conference featured over 60 speakers immunology and vaccine development. And finally, the Institute is governed by a 9-member oversight committee, ensuring transparency and accountability in its operations. And I know that's a hot topic these days with everything going on. Wayne Roberts serves as the convention or South Texas AuthorCon. So every year, this is an event that happens where the literary stars, illustration stars. I don't know what the proper term for that would be, but the illustrators and artists come together to have this convention. And I'm fortunate enough to participate because I wrote a book. And it's always so humbling to be there. You know, this is the second year. Last year was not sell my book as a full-time gig. So to be there with authors that were, you know, of course they have other jobs too, but they definitely, you know, treat their book more as a business than I do. And it's just always very humbling to be there and being there with, you know, other authors and illustrators. And then, of course, having the kids come through with their smiles just cheek to cheek, and just seeing all their potential, you know, because I know that all those kids have the potential to do great things in their lives. The hard part is having the support and the environment to be seeing her again next week. So I'm really excited about that, to catch up with her and see how she's been doing since last October, because she was getting ready to go get radiation, I believe, not too long after I had her on my show. So it's going to be good to see her again and catch up. And just a reminder to shout out her organization again. It's titstatasfoundation.org, and her organization helps women with the burden of breast cancer screening and finding resources and support. And it's such a wonderful community. Like I mentioned earlier, I highly recommend going to our YouTube channel. Just YouTube search Vaquero Radio and go look for those episodes, because they were really, really great episodes. And looking forward to seeing her again. And finally, on a last note, I want to promote our new student organization, the Genetics Research Association of Scientific Scholars. Window painting competition that the university had for student orgs. You might have seen, it was on the Edinburgh campus. You might have seen our logo in our org. So if you're curious about it, you know, feel free to reach out to myself. You can reach me at ricardo.perez08@utrgv.edu. And also you can go to my website, Ricardo P. Previous episodes, I'm going to link them to my YouTube as well. The previous episodes that I actually have recorded from this semester. And yeah, so you can also find my YouTube channel there. You can find other links. I'm actually going to add that link for Elvia's foundation. Again, TT's for Tata's foundation. So go check it out. You'll find the AuthorCon link. You'll find links to these great conversations that I have, and links to about everything you could hope for in terms of learning more about what I do for the community, and find previous episodes of RGV Community Health Hour there. So that's all I got for today, everyone. We're just here to remind you to stay curious, stay healthy, and let's thrive together. RGV.